All right, welcome back, everybody. On this episode of on the John 1911 video series, we're going to do a follow-up on a gun that we had featured some months ago. This is a Bernardelli P.One. Let's see here. Let's make sure it's P.One, P.One, P.O.N.E, P.One. And the video that we posted of this gun showing how to take it apart and basically field strip it has been pretty popular. There's probably not that many of these guns in the country, but the few of them that are in the country, the people probably don't have many resources to be able to, look up how to deal with the gun. So, but one thing that has repeatedly come up about this gun, and it's probably somewhat my fault, is this gun, when we got it from the importer, it came into the country through Centuries, that it was in pretty bad shape. And cosmetically, it didn't present well. That's the best way to put this. Let's call it curb appeal. Let's just say if you were talking about houses, it has a lot of good bones, good structure. Maybe it's even been updated on the inside. It's in good shape, but maybe externally it's not looking that good. Well, this gun was definitely one of those guns. This is originally, my understanding, was a police handgun in Israel. If they're anything like police departments in the U.S., I would assume it was probably a duty gun for at least a decade, maybe longer. Typically, you'll see duty weapons in the U.S. they'll age out after 10 years for insurance purposes. So this gun was obviously a working gun, not a collector's gun. And in the U.S., the Bernardelli name, because it's somewhat uncommon, it's more considered a collector's gun. But that's not necessarily true overseas. So to kind of reiterate, it's a semi-automatic. This is a 9mm. It's got two magazines. I've got one flush fit mag, and then one extended mag. I assume it's maybe 15 and 17 rounds. I really don't remember. It is a double action and DASA single action. So, but also this gun has the ability to be cocked and locked. So you can, a lot of European guns, you can cock them and put the thumb safety on. And I think that's really cool. This gun, I think to a 1911 person or a person who's really used to a slide mounted safety, I think this gun, they would take to this gun like a fish to water. But anyway, I digress. So what we did is this gun, when it came out of Israel, I don't know the situation or what police department in Israel or what condition it was when it left that police department, but it ended up in an importer's warehouse for Lord knows how long. Maybe it was put up wet, or just maybe it wasn't a climate controlled environment. I mean, not that every warehouse would be, but this gun was looking pretty rough. There was a lot of brown stuff oozing out of it, and all that kind of jazz. So let me just go ahead and take this apart. So what we did is we had cleaned it up. So actually, what I decided to do is I sent over to our 07 and had him do a complete detail strip on the gun, taking every part out and cleaning up, cleaning all the rust off of it. It wasn't, he didn't do I would call a restoration, just more or less just stopped, the rust as it, as it was, and cleaned the gun up. So let me go ahead and show the internals of the gun. So let's go ahead and show the condition of this gun now that it's been cleaned, thoroughly cleaned. So I may even have to so down in lower recesses, there was, because of gravity, there was a fair amount of stuff that was sitting down there. You can see that the mechanism, it's clean, all the springs and everything's been lubed, and there's no corrosion on any of the hammer springs or even the spring that's on the slide stop. Here's the barrel. Basic Browning tilting design, linkless. It's got a pseudo link milled into the barrel. There's some proof marks. You can see some remnants of some light pitting in the in the side of the chamber, the side of the hood. Bernardelli mark, a PSF mark, and then some other marks. So obviously one of those is going to be Bernardelli's. One or two of those could be proof marks for either Italy or Israel or both, where the gun went to. Caliber 9mm. And I think you'll notice how well this barrel looks. And actually look at that feed ramp. That thing came out. It looks like $1 million. So I don't think I can. I probably can't show the. I probably cannot show the inside of the barrel that well. But the rifling is, not being that. I don't have another Bernardelli to compare to this gun, so I mean, I've definitely seen deeper rifling. It's traditional rifling. I've definitely seen deeper rifling in other guns. So let me see if I can show that off. So I don't know if that's normal. It doesn't look like it's uneven or there's any rifling missing up near the chamber, like where maybe there's been some erosion at the throat. So I think the barrel, I think this gun's been carried a lot and shot, I mean, I wouldn't say a little, but definitely hasn't been shot to death. This gun hasn't seen its end of its service life. So the original recoil spring and spring guide rod, and the slide stop, if we can kind of maybe even show some of this, there's no brown or rust or anything appearing on that. So I guess the point of this story is to, you know what, I should probably take the grips off of it while I'm telling the story. So the point of the story is to tell you, look, if you see a gun for sale that is something that you think would be desirable, that's probably not. Is that gonna? No, it's not gonna fit. It's a gun that you want, a gun that you're looking for, and if it's not cherry, keep an open. Let's maybe use this one. Yeah, that'll work. Keep an open mind. So this gun would probably sell for a lot more than what we paid for it, but it had horrible curb appeal. And so that was more of, instead of it being a gun that was destroyed, oh, here's a little washer, that lock washer. Oh yeah, this thing looks great. Think of it as a buying opportunity. So if you see a gun with a little bit of brown nonsense in it, and let's go ahead and get that apart. Oh yeah, see, definitely under the grips, if I can get this on film, this gun cleaned up perfect. And that's where you saw a lot of the I would say the brown that's not patina on this gun, but it was really surface rust. And the 07 did a real good job of kind of bringing this gun back and giving it some good curb appeal. So if you see a gun that you want, especially something that's maybe a little bit more uncommon, and it's not in great shape, think about making a run at it. If you're going to pay for perfection, and if you want to try to save a few bucks, and you truly are interested in shooter grade guns, don't, you know what? I screwed that up. And you're interested in shooter grade guns, think about actually looking at guns objectively and evaluating them as if, are they really shooter grade? I mean, they may not be roached, as some people would say. They actually could have a lot of life in them, because most people don't shoot that much. I mean, I know it's if you get on a gun forum and you listen to everybody there, they're all shooting. They all shoot 10,000 rounds a year, and yeah, they're not. Cops aren't shooting that much. Soldiers aren't shooting that much. Gun owners aren't shooting that much. And so it's the magnetized tip. one of the good rules is you can save a fair amount of money. If I can get this to go in right, you can save a fair amount of money if you go to the used gun counter, which is why we always feature used guns, say like on the secondhand showcase. So don't let a diamond in the rough pass you by. Look at it objectively. You know, a little bit of rust, a little bit of dings, some dents, that could be something to negotiate with a dealer on. I'll tell you what, I can't get this for the life of me. There's a little lip at the front of the grip panel that holds it underneath the frame. So I was missing the lip. I haven't touched this gun in a few months, so definitely have to get it out and shoot it some more. There we go. Let's fix this one. See that? Perfect. There's a little lip at the front of the grip panels, and you have to put it under the frame and then lay it back so it's in and down like that. So I had forgotten that.